What's going on, everybody? I'm Patrick from POWLAX, and in this video I'm excited to teach you Virginia's 2-2-2 from X. Before we get started, make sure to check out patreon.com/POWLAX, where you can download and print the playbook PDF that accompanies this and over 50 other POWLAX videos by becoming a patron and supporting this channel. The goal for this channel is to put out free, in-depth lacrosse coaching content for coaches and players to access anytime, anywhere. If you have a specific question that you'd like answered or are looking for some individualized and direct attention regarding any lacrosse topic, make sure to check out the new tiers where you can join our monthly coaches Q&A or get direct access to me for an hour each month. Also, make sure to check out the POWLAX Teespring store, where you can get POWLAX hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, mugs, even phone cases, and customize them to match your team's colorway. Finally, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow POWLAX on all these social media sites. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, 2-2-2 stands for three groups of two players. We've got group 1 behind the goal at X, that's M3 and A2. Then we have group 2, which is the players on the crease, A3 and M1. And finally, we have group 3, which is A1 and M2, who are up top at basically the top of the box, kind of inside it a little bit, and they're gonna round out group 3. Now, as we get into the play, we're going to give each one of them a job. So the first thing we have is group 1 is going to be running a 2-man game at X. Now, this doesn't have to be a pick, they can refuse pick, they can also mirror from the crease. And for the most part, we are going to be in our big, little, or invert styles of picks. Now, as Virginia used this, the important thing that they were really trying to do, they were trying to use the picks as a way to dodge, not necessarily as a way to use it in a box sense where we're definitely going to be picking and rolling. They would pick and they would roll, but it was more about creating a decision-making thing for the defensemen so that their dodges were more effective so that they could draw a slide. Now, for our second group, they're going to be running scissor cuts from the crease. Now, a scissor cut is any cut where they're going to be running in an X pattern. Now, the important thing about the scissor cut is that the ball side player is always going to be cutting first. And it might be a cut, it might be a seal, it might be something else like that, but we'll get into that in our coaching points section. Now, as we get into group 3, they are going to be hunting skip lanes and giving the dodger as much space as they need. So if A2 comes all the way up the wing, they are going to fade and fade. And as they do that, they are searching for places to step in to find and fill those skip lanes so that A2 can feed the ball through to them. For the final portion of this video, we're going to talk about the cornerstone of this offense, which is how each look plays off of the other. So if we start to hit one look, the defense is going to adjust and it's probably going to open up one of the other looks. And so we're going to go through the entire cascade, starting with our goals off of dodges. So let's say within our 2-man game, A2 starts with the ball and we get the same pick from M3 as we have in the rest of our examples. Now, as A2 comes off of this pick, let's say no slide happens, he turns the corner and he scores. In this clip, the second player in group 1 passes into our short stick matchup and moves to the crease into a mirror position. The ball carrier moves to X and then begins his dodge. Notice how the off-ball player is now just mirroring to X, keeping his defenseman away from the dodge. As the ball carrier moves up the hash, no slide comes, so he takes a great shot. In this clip, we're going to see a big little pick where the defense does switch, giving us a short stick matchup, allowing our ball carrier to score. As the dodger is moving towards X, looking like he is going to run to his left, the picker actually sets a swing pick where he will fake like he is going to set a pick on the right side of the defenseman and then flip his hips and set a pick on the left side of the defenseman as the dodger splits back to his right. The pick is set well and the dodger drives his man off of the pick, causing the switch from the defense and giving us the short stick matchup. As the dodger moves up the hash, he uncorks an amazing shot that is only possible because he is defended by a short stick, not a long pole. Had he been defended by a long pole, there would have been a stick in his gloves and it would not have been nearly as clean. Now, the next time that this is going to happen, they're going to want to slide. And so we're going to have DM1 slide first because it's not usual, but it shows all of the looks as we go through then the 3 looks after that. So if DM1 decides to slide, that's going to open up a skip lane for M2 to step in, accept a feed, and score. In this clip, we're going to focus on how the first cut draws the ball side sniper's defenseman into the middle so he is wide open for a step down and doesn't need to fade. As the ball carrier dodges off the pick, the first cut goes, drawing the ball side sniper's defenseman into the middle, which he reads extremely well, steps towards the ball, accepts a feed, and has a step down from about 8 yards. Now, if they don't slide from DM1, which they probably won't because you really wouldn't want to slide adjacent in a 2-2-2, now the LSM is probably going to step in, want to slide to A2. As that happens, M1 cuts to the back pipe, receives a feed from A2, catches, and finishes. Our player for Virginia carries to X against the short stick matchup, and we get our pick coming from the right side of the field. Now, as the pick is coming, the Dodger refuses the pick, gets upfield, and throws a nice cross-crease feed to the first cut. Now, there are a couple of things I want you to notice here. First, Syracuse was trying to slide from the picking defenseman, and the first cut's defenseman actually just showed towards the ball because the refuse didn't allow for the picker's defenseman to actually be the first slide. Therefore, he had to at least show towards the ball carrier, which allowed for our first cut to be wide open on the back pipe. After that happens, D3 is going to want to pick up M1's cut. As he picks up M1's cut, that is going to open up the lane for our second cut and A3 to cut back towards the ball, receive a pass, and once again score. This clip starts off an end line, and as our player comes off of the pick, we get a great brush of the on-ball defenseman, which frees up our Dodger's hands, and he delivers a pinpoint feed inside that has a nice quick stick finish. Now, a couple things we want to make note of are, first, notice how the ball side defenseman just kind of sits into space here and isn't actually occupying or defending anyone. Also, because Duke is playing sides here, notice how the ball side sniper's defender spiders in to cover this second cut, but then is led back out because their player steps in ball side and is looking for his own step down. This is actually what frees up our second cut. We get that pinpoint feed and quick stick finish. Now, if this starts to happen a lot, now D1 is going to spider in all of the way, which is then going to allow for the skip lane all the way through to our backside sniper A1, who then can step in, shoot, or take his dodge. In this clip, we're going to see the backside step down against Maryland that sent Virginia to the national semifinals. The thing we want to focus on here is how each player uses their reads to create this cascade of looks that frees up our backside sniper. As the ball carrier rounds the left edge, the ball side defenseman shows towards the dodge. This is the read that tells the second cut to cut down into space left by the ball side defenseman. Because he's cutting down into that space, the backside defenseman has to spider in to cover that cut, which frees up our backside sniper. The ball is fed through the lane, catch, snipe, celly. The key to this offense is that all of these different looks play off of each other, which allows for our players to just play. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section and smash that like and subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to download the playbook PDF that corresponds to this video, you can get that at patreon.com/POWLAX by becoming a patron for $5 a month. You also get access to all of the other playbook PDFs that correspond to all of the other POWLAX videos. Definitely check out POWLAX on all of social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my personal LinkedIn, which is Patrick Chapla. Come and hang out with me on Wednesday mornings for the POWLAX live stream on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. You can also catch the POWLAX podcast on Thursdays. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video.